A pleasant day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Gen Z Remarks. I am Geraldine Bsed, your host for today. And at this juncture, I invited different future educators who are studying in Cebu Technological University as a third-year Bsed Math students. Let us hear their opinions and ideas about toxic social media. So please help me welcome Miss Caballero Giona Kaila, Miss Kanyeti Mylin May, Miss Chu Hanny Rose, and Miss Espinosa Ernalyn. Hi, future math educators. How are you feeling today?
Hi everyone, I feel happy to be here.
Hello everyone, good afternoon.
So far, I'm good.
I'm totally good.
Welcome to our program. And to start with, we will be talking about social media. Is it good or bad? Or is it somewhere in between? Are we going backwards? Or is social media being used to break us apart? Should we even use it? Is that really toxic? Well, these are some questions for today that our guests will answer based on their own perspectives and experiences. So, social media is a very broad term. How would you define it?
Social media are online communication platforms that let users share and consume information with one another. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok are some of the biggest social media platforms.
I would define social media as any online form of communication that allows social interaction or a way to provide a platform for entertainment.
Globally speaking, social media is used by billions of individuals to connect and share information. Personal uses of social media include staying in touch with close friends and family, learning new things, pursuing interests, and having fun. On a professional level, you can use social media to increase your knowledge in a particular area and develop your network by getting in touch with other people in your sector. At a company level, social media enables you to interact with your audience, gather client feedback, and eventually strengthen your brand.
Do you have a least favorite and favorite social media platform?
Twitter is my least favorite social networking platform, while Facebook is my favorite social networking platform, since I find it to be highly practical and simple to use. As Facebook users, we can not only post photos, make comments, but we can also look through their local news feeds, create live videos, and send messages to our families and friends.
I would say that my least favorite is TikTok. It became a toxic ground for fake news and disinformation. I sometimes get worried that the teenagers get their news and commentary from TikTok. I see some dangerous fake news trends out there just for clout or for tea, and there has been a majority of teenagers that are repeating false information. People hear something and instantly spread it beyond control without further research. And my favorite social media platform is Twitter. More instant socialization with followers and friends. I love the general ease and quickness of the interaction and the way it is formatted. And I have also met so many great people out there.
Really, social media allows individuals to promote and express themselves. People will also lose their control on information and data. We will get tired of information overload.
It is really sad to see some people feeling left out or depressed or not enough, and they do such things to get a reply or attention from some people.
Yes, that is really one thing about social media. the obsessions with clout, views, and followers.
Social media is training us to compare our lives instead of appreciating everything we are.
And people get lost in the online world. They see it as a separate rather than an extension of the real world.
Social media has changed a lot over the last few years. Does it affect you differently now from when you first joined? If so, how?
Over the past 10 years, social media has largely evolved from keeping in touch with others to flaunting what we have for attention or curating unrecognizable versions of ourselves. Sometimes it is difficult to know how much our lives have changed until we stop and look at how different things are compared to a few years ago. Whether you like to admit it or not, social media plays a huge role in a lot of people's lives. Social media definitely is a major part of our daily life, and honestly, I couldn't imagine life without it. Without a doubt, the age of social media has changed myself individually and as part of the society. For the most part, it's been a positive thing. Now, we can connect with people across the world at the click of a button. We can stay in touch with family and friends, keep on top of the latest news, and connect with brands on a much more personal levels.
I would say that social media has, at some time, had a negative impact on who I am as a person. For the information of all, people are now using social media as a venue for dating and marriage platform. However, it's likely that the information in the profile is fraudulent, which will eventually result in a toxic relationship. In addition, people who connect via social media lack empathy and do not blink an eyelash when they mass harm someone. The newest trolling, critical feedback, and remarks are all examples of the cold-heartedness that has developed as a result of social media's lack of visibility. And regrettably, I believe that with social media being accessible via mobile device, people spend time socializing with one another while scrolling through posts.
It really does affect our mental health.
Social media is one of the main contributors to our mental health. It directly affects our reality without us realizing it. Some of these platforms might trigger people to be depressed or to be in anxiety, stressed out, and put suicidal thoughts in individuals.
Is social media draining or you spend excessive time on it?
Actually, frequent usage of social media can lead to addiction in individuals. Based on my personal experiences, social media is addictive. It's because I try to do things as good as I can, whether I play games or do tasks. Once I succeed, my brain will release dopamine and other feel-good chemicals, which will make me happy after. I use the same process to upload photos to my Facebook account. And then after, I'll automatically recognize it as a reward as soon as I see all the alerts for likes and encouraging comments flashing on my screen. But that's not all. I can honestly say that social media is rife with activities that might alter one's mood. On the other hand, what I've noticed about young people is that they feel the need to post something on their pages or check out others' updates throughout the course of the day because they believe that it has become an integral part of what we call life, despite the fact that doing so can lead to isolation. Undoubtedly, the level of personal interaction has decreased as a result of excessive social media use. Social networks have made interacting with others simple, and as a result, people have hidden their real-world identities behind their online personas. A lot of us have lost the taste and charm of gathering together under one roof as face-to-face contact and meetings have decreased.
Yes, I spend more time on social media, where I commonly sit on the sofa or lie on my bed and surf through social media for long hours. Whenever I am under pressure or unhappy and don't feel like doing anything productive. And even when I successfully quit an app or tab, I just open it up again because it's a simple distraction.
I would say yes. Social media is factually excessive because when you are addicted to something that consumes time, you are going to be giving it a lot of time because you just can't help it. Most likely, among the first thing you'll do when you wake up in the morning is to check your online social accounts for updates. And probably the last thing you do before you going to bed is chatting with friends or viewing something they upload.
Do you agree that social media can be an extremely a toxic place?
Definitely yes, I agree that social media is extremely a toxic place because it undermines your productivity. To say so, being productive, we need to give a lot of time, concentration, and effort to what we ought to do at any given time. Even doing all these things doesn't guarantee that we succeed with our targets, but that is the best we can do. However, social media is big hindrance for most people. Its big problem comes in the form of interfering with how much time, attention, and effort you put in doing something worthwhile. We all have 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. And because our lives are finite, time is something we cannot afford to mismanage. We can also not afford to be distracted from putting in the right amount of efforts in completing any task. However, we risk achieving our life goals, without which our life will be meaningless at most. Unfortunately, lack of productivity breeds a lot of problems aside from leading a meaningless life. You can lose your job due to distractions that prevent you from doing the right things at the right time. Aside from, you can also fail your exams for the same reason. Thus, all you needed to do to change all that, when you are fond of social media, you can be sure it is and will interfere greatly with your ability to get things done.
I see that everyone have a different and same perspectives and experiences about social media. Is there anything else you wanted to say or share before we end this?
Luckily, social media can be a useful way to stay connected to friends and family, but it can also bring out the worst in people. Platforms like Twitter and Facebook are often magnets for people who want to complain, gossip, or pick fights with others. Seek out friends and family members who improve your life. I can guarantee that when you surround yourself with positivity, you'll be less affected by other people's toxic behavior, both on internet and in real life.
Social media allows for connectivity, but it's crucial to strike a balance. Learn about how it is affecting the way we see the world, ourselves, and other people. Worse so, social media has an addictive element, which is a serious problem. Social media is similar to a drug, but because it is adaptive, it is particularly addicting. It adapts based on your choices and habits, which increases its usefulness, engagement, and addictiveness. The social media would isn't always real has become one of the most significant changes throughout time. It is not reality. That is something I believe we should remember. There is a thin line between effectively describing your experience and outright lying and misrepresenting it. However, the temptation to lie or stretch the truth is stronger than ever in a virtual environment where it is accepted that everyone exaggerates and reality is always slightly twisted. And for the younger generations, those who were born in this era, there is a risk that they may consider this to be the way the world operates. Some individuals, in my opinion, desire to conceal themselves. They want to hide behind their Twitter image when they log on, but when it doesn't reflect who they really are, particularly professionally, that's when it comes back to bite them. We now have to deal with a new reality. The question is, how do we find balance? I do not wish to ignore the advantages of all this connectedness, but there must be a limit. I hope people will start to see that Facebook and other social media cannot replace other aspects of our lives. Why not go do some volunteer work in the community instead of spending our hours scrolling through Facebook posts from other people? Perhaps you should reflect on why you're always so preoccupied with someone who isn't real. Do we want this to be our reality and future? We should be aware that we are responsible for what happens afterwards.
Well, thank you so much, ladies, for sharing your opinions and experiences. It's been my pleasure meeting you today. I am Geraldine Bsed, and this is the Gen Z Remarks. Thank you and goodbye.